So, did you know that in 2008, bullion banks manipulated gold and silver prices to prevent them from soaring high? They tried to suppress the price. But long-term investors who held on became wealthier than ever. This is about the waiting game. It's about not get rich quick scheme. It's about it takes years. It's like when you cook a nice meal. It takes time. You got to let it marinate. You got to let it mix nicely and cook nicely, for example, and then you'll get a beautiful flavor rather than just rushing it quickly, for example. So imagine those that brought gold in 2008, for example, what it would be worth today. Huge per ounce. So the same market manipulation is happening right now. So Wall Street doesn't want people to move the real money. Gold and silver is the real money. I call it God's money. Robert Kiyosaki calls it God's money as well, because it comes from the ground. It's not man-made. Money is man-made, and it's not worth very much. So that's why a lot of people, they're buying properties all the time. Property. But now they're like, I don't know what's happening with the property thing here. I need to buy some gold and silver. I need to buy lots of it. So some people, they're buying like tons of gold and silver, for example, and holding it in these vaults, for example. So what is your move, right? Do you hold cash? Do you think holding cash is a good idea? Like how it used to do? People used to put it in their mattress, for example, or hidden in a wall somewhere, or even in a safe. Do you think that's a good idea right now? Your purchasing power is declining with that. Whereas when you invest in gold and silver, it historically is proven during every recession. It stands the test of time. You cannot get it wrong. Let me know if you're buying gold or silver right now, because I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So where do you see gold prices going in 2025, 2026? Well, currently it's about to hit $3,000 per ounce, for example. But it could even surpass that and go to 5,000 per ounce. And then 10,000 per ounce. What do you think that for 2026, what do you think it could be? By the time we've gone through this year, for example. But silver is also doing extremely well. At the moment, silver per ounce is $35, for example. But that, I believe, is going to even go up to 800 according to these great financialists. I'm getting this information from the readings that I'm doing and listening to different podcasts, for example. And they're saying that it could even be 800 per ounce for silver. For silver. So gold is like pulling along silver to be valuable. Because what's going to happen is silver is going to become more scarcer than gold because of the manufacturing that we're doing now. Again, we was doing manufacturing before, but then that all stopped, for example, and we outsourced things, and now everyone's back to ground, from the very beginning. Let's start doing it in our backyards. Just like how we used to make our own vegetables and fruit and grow our own fruit and vegetables in the backyard of where we lived or at an allotment. But we stopped that. Why? Because what? Did we become lazy? Is that why that happened? Was it because we went to work and we didn't have time to man to our allotments and garden and vegetables, for example? What happened? Because I know I used to do it. I used to take the children even to the allotments. We had 2 allotments. And we used to grow our own fruit and veg, for example. And it was a wonderful feeling. My father, when he was younger, used to grow herbs and herbal things and, mint and herbs and things like that. And it just seems like we've stopped doing it. There's not many doing it. I mean, where I live in Cyprus here, I mean, it is literally, as you walk in, there's rosemary, there's basil, there's, all different, there's garlic, there's all different natural olives, green, black olives, for example, oranges, lemon trees, pomelos. They're everywhere, for example. But, like I said, everything's going to start coming back, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe in order for us to really survive, people are even starting to, have chickens in their gardens, for example, but not everyone can have a chicken in their garden or want a chicken in their garden, for example, because they take a lot of cleaning, for example. But the smartest investors are quietly stacking gold and silver. Are you one of them? People are going into these gold and bullion dealers, for example, and they're buying these coins. They're buying these silver bars and gold bars and things like that. They're going to these, these gold merchants, these dealers, and buying from them, or even stacking their items there in the vaults, for example. So I just want to know what it is that you plan to do now that you are aware of this. I mean, do your own research. I'm not saying to listen to me 150%, but I'm here to tell you about what is working and also what I did when I was doing scrap gold. And it was working really well, very well. It was my husband at the time, 28 years, he's passed away, but he was the one doing that and he really enjoyed it. And we had fun doing it as well. So the smartest investors are quietly building up their gold and silver reserves. And the gold and silver, right? We're at a turning point right now where you have 2 choices. You can ignore the warnings and hope that things get better, or you can take action, get educated and prepare. Even if you've got a business, you can put away, say, even if it's $400 a month, buy yourself a a gold coin, for example, or a silver coin, and keep stacking and saving it so that when and if you get hit with a rainy day for unexpected expense, the money's there. You're fine. You're sorted. We tend to forget to do that, don't we? So think about how it is Fort Knox and how the gold hoard that really no one knows much about. I want to know about it, and I'm sure you do. But we're still waiting to see this Fort Knox. I'd love for you to stay informed and to stay prepared. And what I want to hear from you is, are you investing in gold and silver right now? Because the US economy is crashing. And I believe that gold and silver is a safe haven, for example. So hit like if you have enjoyed this discussion this evening, and I want to help protect your wealth during these uncertain times. So I'd love for you to subscribe, and you will get notifications of when I am going live so that you'll never miss a live, as well as updates on financial survival. I am going strongly into this, even though I am a business coach and my clients are healthcare business, for example. If you are a healthcare business, you still need to plan in this way so that you do not get smacked down, so that you have got a savings plan where you're saving at least 300, 400 a month going into gold coins, not putting it into a bank account,